Assalamu alaikum everyone, this is Umar Hassan. I'm going to discuss very briefly the concept, in fact, the details of very important project for Pakistan, that is China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. I'm going to discuss the brief history of this project, the main important uh, parts, or we can say the projects that are part of Cpec. What is BRI? What is OBOR? What is One Belt One Road project? What are the different phases in Cpec? How many phases have been completed? What are the major obstacles in the way of Cpec? What is the way forward? So basically, Chinese President Xi Jinping in 2013, he unveiled two development projects, international development projects. One in Kazakhstan, and that project is called Silk Road Economic Belt, and the other one was 21st Century Maritime Silk Road Development Strategy that was announced a month later. Both of these jointly they are termed as One Belt One Road, and later that is known as Belt and Road Initiative, that is BRI. These initiatives envisage the development of a vast network of infrastructure connections across continents, and these connections were planned to be both overland as well as maritime. And through these projects, China will be connected with the continents like Europe, with the countries of Asia, with African markets. So in BRI, this belt comprised 6 overland economic corridors, while maritime road will connect Chinese ports with the ports in Southeast Asia, in which the Southeast Asian countries are included. Then with South Asian ports, which Pakistan is part of, Gwadar is part of that. Then Middle East and African ports, and all these ports mean the connectivity with all these ports is sometimes termed as string of pearls strategy of China. Among the 6 economic corridors, one is China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, which connects the city of Kashmir in China, western China, to port city Gwadar of Pakistan, and the distance is 2,700 kilometers from Kashmir to Gwadar. Now this CPEC is a flagship project, a very important part of BRI, because it is component of both maritime and overland projects planned by China. So Cpec is very significant for China. It provides a short route, a safe route, and an entry into Indian Ocean through Pakistan for China. Initially, the Cpec, when it was launched in 2014, there was some political disturbance in Pakistan. Some protests were going on in Pakistan on the basis of rigging of elections. So the project was later announced in 2015, April 2015, when President Xi was on visit to Islamabad. And at that time, the two countries signed various agreements, 51 approximately agreements and memorandum of understanding were signed, and the estimated cost of investment was proposed to be $46 billion, which was later on increased as well. Now, as well as importance of the project is concerned, so this project, CPEC, basically, it is 1+4 cooperation structure that is proposed by China. Why it is called 1+4? One means the economic corridor, and it has 4 important key areas. Number 1, the Gwadar port. Number 2, the energy sector. Number 3, the infrastructure, that is communications, road infrastructure, and the last one is industrial cooperation. So among these 4 priority sectors, the topmost was the development of Gwadar port as a deep sea port of international standard. Then power generation by utilization of variety of resources ranging from coal to hydel to wind to solar. Moreover, the basic goal was to add thousands of megawatts to the national grid through energy projects. Moreover, the connectivity projects, or we can say the infrastructure, that included construction of motorways, highways, railway networks, fiber optics was also part of this to improve the communication between the two countries. Then there is another component that is the development and establishment of special economic zones where concessions and incentives were to be granted to promote industrialization in the country. So these are the four main components of this economic corridor CPEC. And this entire project program was divided into three 5-year phases from 2015 to 2030. The first phase was from 2015 to 2020. The second was from 2020 to 2025, and the third from 2025 to 2030. The first phase was most important, starting from 2015 onwards. In that, it was decided that two phases will be adopted from 2015 to 2020. One was the early harvest projects, which were to be completed by 2018 general election, and the second one was short-term projects to be completed till 2020. And then the second phase will start, in which the work on establishment of special economic zones, and later on the third phase will include the cooperation in areas of agriculture and tourism. So this project goes on, but various problems arise during the later half, during the second phase, due to the change in the regime in Pakistan. Government change, PTI-led government came in Pakistan, and there were some policy changes, and the projects got delayed, as there were some discussion on various aspects of these projects during that time as well. Then, as far as investment is concerned, it was initially said to be around $46 billion, but with the ongoing addition of projects, now it is said that the investment is around $62 billion. Some experts do say that the investment is more than this. Now, what is basically the main significance in terms of what we have achieved up till now? The major important things that we have achieved. Well, that includes uh, construction of motorways, and the motorways are estimated to be around 500 to 560 kilometers in length that have been completed. However, although the work in the first 2 years, from 2015 to 2017, was going ahead with full stream, and the things got slowed down, or things slowed down in the later half of that uh, tenure from 2020, from 2015 to 2020. Initial 2 years were very good for Cpec, and then later on the projects were a bit slowed. However, as far as completion of projects is concerned, there are many energy projects that have been completed. They have, as I have discussed, that almost 500 to 600 kilometers of waterways and highways have been added. Power generation has increased up to 500 to 600 megawatts by addition of new electricity in the grid. Foreign direct investment in Pakistan has increased, and all these things are according to the report that is titled by, the title of that report is the years 10 years of Cpec. Now, what is the road ahead? If we talk about what is the future, as the Cpec is now moving into another important phase. Now, the important thing is that these projects must be completed with full vigor and zeal. The stakeholders involved in this project must be on board so that the sustainability of any development project is ensured. Then, environmental considerations and concerns of the projects, especially the energy projects, must be considered in order to cater for the climate change. Last, there must be a consensus from every quarter of the society that this project, Cpec, is important for economic development of Pakistan. And does not, change in the government does not impact the progress and working of this Cpec. Because with improved infrastructure, with improved electricity generation, with development of industrial zones in Pakistan, we will be able to have increased exports, continued supply of electricity, better connectivity, a developed Gwadar port, and with all this, we will get on the road of economic development. I hope that this project, CPEC, will flourish and it will be completed as soon as possible for the betterment and speedy economic development of Pakistan. Thank you so much.